It's that time again to take a look at the light novels that are going to destroy your financial situation in the month of September. Hello everybody, Justus R. Stone here with my monthly look ahead to what's coming out next month in the world of light novels. That's going to be September of 2018. We've got about 24 light novels coming out in September and a bunch of brand new series that are going to be starting, a couple of one-shots, in particular one sort of perhaps controversial title from J Novel Club that we'll talk about when we get there. I do this video every single month, and of course on this channel I do all things light novels, reviews, news, countdowns. So if you love light novels and this is your first time here, you should consider subscribing. Now, as to the format of this video, I'm going to go through all the release dates and the titles that are coming out. Any of the blurbs for brand new series or standalones, I'll read those because, well, obviously I haven't read the series, so I have no idea what it's about. So we'll figure that out together. And then in the description down below, I've also got the dates and the titles, and I've got links to Amazon and or the book depository. So if you want to go read the blurbs or pick any of these titles up, you can do so using those links down below. So starting off on September 3rd from J Novel Club, we have volume number 3 of The Master of Ragnarok and Blesser of Einherjar. Now this, of course, series is about the boy who is taken away to another world, a world that is heavily influenced, obviously, by Norse mythology. He becomes the head of a clan, and it's all about the political maneuverings and battles and blah, blah. Anyway, there is currently an anime that is streaming on Crunchyroll, if you want to check that out. I reviewed the first volume of this one. It wasn't bad. Didn't blow my socks off, but definitely had some cool elements to it. I kind of liked how the mechanic of the whole smartphone thing, I know some of you will roll your eyes when I say smartphone, but yes, smartphone is used, but the way that it's used at least somewhat makes sense and puts limitations on it that makes it so it's not some kind of like omnipotent tool that he can use to overcome just about everything. All in all, not a bad series. How's the anime, guys? Have you been watching it at all? I haven't been watching it, to be honest. Again, my policy of not watching any anime based on light novels unless I've caught up in the books. So, how's the anime? Any of you watching it? Is it any good? Let me know in the comments down below. On September 5th from J Novel Club, it's a brand new volume number 1, and honestly, a volume number 1 that none of us had heard of when they announced it at Anime Expo. We all just kind of scratched our heads and were like, what's that? And that is Gear Drive. Gear up for a magical new adventure. In a world where magic abounds, 15-year-old Auntie Kythera is the odd one out. No matter how hard she studies, she can't even use the most basic of skills. Her only hope is her upcoming skill bestowal, a ceremony that can help even the chronically magicless discover their talent. But what Auntie receives is something completely new, Gearcraft, a skill that allows her to make and control golden gears. What can a restaurant owner's daughter, much less an aspiring adventurer, do with gears? As it turns out, quite a bit. But it's going to take a little imagination and a lot of effort if she's going to discover the secrets of this never-before-seen power. Can Auntie tame the tiara-shaped artifact that calls itself Crown Gear? Will she ever become as great as her idol, Purple Lightning? Join her as she gets into gear for a life of adventure. So yeah, I really have nothing to say about this because I know nothing about it. In fact, if I recall, when we looked this up, there was only one volume out in Japan. Like, this is like brand spanking new. I don't know if even this is an ongoing series. I'm guessing it is. It certainly doesn't read like it would be a one-shot. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm going to definitely check that one out because, well, like I said, I'm really curious because I have no idea what it's about. On September 6th, this one coming from 7 Seas, and it is an ebook only release, and that is volume number 6 of Boogiepop. Now, this one, as I understand it, has never been released in English officially before, and it is a prequel, giving us the origin of Boogiepop, so if you've been a fan of that series, it's definitely worth checking out. Now, these they're releasing ebook only, but they are going to start releasing physical omnibuses. I'm thinking it's October or November. I know it's coming soon that they're releasing at least volumes 1, 2, and 3 in an omnibus, and then they're going to do 4, 5, and 6. So if you can't wait or you like reading ebooks, have at it. If you prefer physical copies, well, that's coming. On September 7th, from J-Novel Club, volume number 5 of Outbreak Company. This series about the boy who is basically, how do you put it? Hired or abducted by the Japanese government to head an otaku company in a land that is on the other side of a dimensional barrier. It's all about the culture wars in this one. The first volume actually was kind of surprising to me. It had a lot of really good elements. But again, it's one of those series that kind of got away in terms of me keeping up with it. But I liked the first volume, particularly the way it ended. It ended on a much more interesting and somber note than I thought it would. And I admit, I am quite curious to see just how much of those elements have been retained or how much it just kind of is a goofy screwball kind of comedy. Have you been reading it? If so, let me know in the comments down below. On September 9th, from J-Novel Club, another brand new volume number 1, and this one is Amagi Brilliant Park, volume number 1. Amusement parks are places of wonder and fun for all ages. Right? Well, that's not quite the case for Amagi Brilliant Park, a crummy amusement park on the outskirts of Tokyo, where the snacks are inedible, the attractions are falling apart, and the mascots regularly get into fistfights with the guests. It's the kind of place that cool, handsome, brilliant Kanye Seiya wouldn't be caught dead in, until a mysterious girl drags him there, at literal gunpoint, and demands that he help them save the park. And this one is from the author of Full Metal Panic. Now, I saw the anime of this series, and as I understand it, the anime, while it borrows elements from the later volumes, primarily the story is told in volume number 1. So there's lots of story that wasn't covered in the anime, and I'm really looking forward to this one, actually. I really liked the anime. I thought there was a lot of really great stuff and some pretty funny moments in that anime, so I'm actually looking forward to checking out this light novel. On September 10th, this one from Cross Infinite World, The Champions of Justice and the Supreme Ruler of Evil. World domination, our long-cherished aspiration. Naturally, the most appropriate person to aspire to such a surreal ideal is the Supreme Ruler of Evil. Miya Onari's father, the former Supreme Ruler of Evil, died, leaving his only child with their organization's sole ambition, world domination. Miya sets about enacting her own innocent ideal of taking over the world, only to be hindered by the 5 champions of justice who make up the Crow Rangers. This is the comedic story about a villainess who lacks the tact of exacting her evil schemes, and the champions of justice who lack motivation in stopping her. Join Miya as she finds love, friendship, and the truth behind her world-breaking magic in this light novel. And apparently, according to Cross Infinite World's website, smut. Yes, they actually went out of their way to say this is our first title that features smut. So be aware. So I'm making you aware. You know what? I wanted to read this one first, but then when they say smut, I'm like, I'm too curious to know. Like I'm gonna have to pick it up. Like I said, I was gonna read it anyway because I just thought it sounded super cute, but apparently it's maybe not so cute and just kind of a lot more naughty. But whatever. We'll check that one out when it comes out. On September 11th, we've got 2 titles coming out from 7 Seas. The first one is the print release of volume number 3 of Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? This one about a girl who is an overachiever in Japan, dies, goes to a new world, but in the process asks God to make her abilities average so people aren't always bugging her and expecting a ton from her. And God misunderstands or gives her literally what she asks for. I guess it's all in your interpretation. I've heard some really good things about this series. I do actually have volume 1 on my shelf that I am going to be reading in the next couple of weeks. Also on September 11th from Seven Seas, this is a title from J-Novel Club that is getting a print release from Seven Seas, and I know it's a title that a lot of you have been looking forward to, and that is volume number 1 of How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. I actually just reviewed volumes 3 and 4 on this channel of that series, and it's a good one. It is a good series, and I know there's a lot of you that have been kind of really anxious to read it, but you were holding out for the physical release, so it's coming. It's here. Enjoy. And, you know, feel free to comment on my videos where I reviewed the ebooks, and we can talk some more about it. And the Light Novel Podcast actually is going to be talking about this one in our next episode, so you can listen to that when you've had a chance to read it and leave comments there as well. Finally, on September 11th, but this from J-Novel Club, it's volume number 7 of Infinite Dendrogram. This one about the incredible VR MMO that seems to mimic a living world and gives its players infinite possibilities. It's a really good series. We actually talked about this on a podcast not too long ago, and we all sort of gushed about how much we enjoyed the series, and that there's a lot of really cool ideas in this one. Despite, I think, some people suffering a little bit of VR MMO light novel fatigue, it's definitely one that's worth checking out. On September 13th, this one from J-Novel Club, and it's a brand new one, Der Werewolf, The Annals of Veight. The Reborn Werewolf, known as Veight, now leads the Demon Lord's 3rd Regiment under the title of Vice Commander. Having conquered the trading hub known as Realist, he soon learns the struggles of governing a city of mixed human-demon population. Armed with an understanding of interspecies relations and a desire for peace, he spends his days quelling violent demons and pacifying disruptive humans in his pursuit to bring balance and tranquility. So this one sounds kind of interesting. I believe it's an isekai, and I think that's what they mean by the Reborn Werewolf. I believe it's an isekai one. But again, it's kind of an interesting take. He serves the Demon Lord, so it's not a fight and kill the Demon Lord series, but at the same time, though, it has him trying to be an effective governor and to find a peaceful balance between the demons and humans. This one sounds like it has a lot of promise to it. I'm going to be interested to check that one out when it comes out. On September 15th, from J-Novel Club, volume number 6 of The Magic in This Other World is Too Far Behind. This one about a boy who is summoned accidentally with his friends to another world. His actual one friend is the summoned hero. He and his other friend just kind of were a little too close when he got summoned and got dragged along. The joke of it, though, is that the unintended summoned friend is, in fact, an incredibly powerful magic user. So powerful that his magic is, well, you know, way ahead of the magic in this world. Yeah. I read the first volume. There were some really cool ideas about it, magic, and about how these worlds work together, and yeah, I actually really liked some of the ideas that were in that first volume. I haven't had a chance yet to read any of the future volumes, because this is one of those series that J-Novel's been pumping out one a month, so it's been really easy to get away from me, but I believe they're coming close to starting to catch up to the Japanese releases, which hopefully then I'll have a chance and I'll check out some more of these, because I understand that some of the things that I was curious about in this series that I was looking forward to if they actually did it, some of you have said, yes, that's exactly where they go with this. So I am curious to check out more of this series. On September 17th from J-Novel Club, it's a solo shot novel, and that is Last and First Idol. This one has been given tons of awards. Bye Bye Earth, my idol activities here were so much fun. This one won the 4th Hayakawa Sci-Fi Contest Special Prize, the 48th Seiyun Award, Japanese Short Story Division, 27th Dark Seiyun Award, Guest Division, and 16th Sense of Gender Award, Future Idol Award. Last and First Idol earned the first ever special prize in the Hayakawa Sci-Fi Contest, and the first debut work to win the Seiyun Award in 42 years. This existential widescreen Yuri Baroque proletariat hard sci-fi idol story has carved out a new legend in science fiction history. Also includes Evolution Girls, in which some gotcha expert friends race to find the truth of the universe, and Dark Seiyu, a brand new space opera about voice actors. This one sounds really cool. So it's 3 short stories. Last and First Idol is the main one that won all sorts of awards, and then it has these other 2. I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. It sounds very interesting and incredibly different. And I don't know whether part of me argues whether this is technically a light novel, but, well, they're certainly marketing it with light novel imagery, so we'll just roll with it. On September 18th, we're getting a ton of Yen On titles. And actually what's funny is none of them are brand new. That's kind of odd, actually. Yen On's had a run of at least having 1 or 2 brand new series for the last couple of months, but I believe they've pushed a couple of them into October. So September, we have September 18th, Accel World, volume number 15, Reki Kawahara's other series about individuals who dive into a fighting game, and yeah, it's actually a really good series. I have fallen behind on that one. I've got volume 13 on my shelf. I'm going to get to it because I actually really like Accel World. I would say that I like it better than Sword Art Online, so yeah, like that one. Also on September 18th from Young On, we have volume number 6 of Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. This one about the computer programmer who, while he's pulling a death march, so in other words, a whack ton of overtime straight at his job, falls asleep under a desk and finds himself in a fantasy world where using a limited use spell makes him incredibly OP. And then he just decides to tour the world and check it out and hang out with girls. I mean, it's the isekai thing to do, really. I don't know. Also on September 18th from Yen On, volume number 5 of Goblin Slayer, the dark fantasy about a man obsessed with killing goblins. It's his personal vendetta. It's a actually decent series. Definitely has some material in it that is not going to be for everybody, but overall has some good characters, has some really cool world building, and it's going to be getting an anime. It'll be interesting to see how the anime turns out and what they do and do not show in the anime. Also on September 18th from Yen On, volume number 9 of The Irregular at Magic High School. This little series that just keeps on going. Little series. It's got like 26 volumes in Japan and still manages to sell well over 100,000 copies with each volume. It's crazy popular. I've only read the first couple of volumes. I watched the anime and actually really liked the anime. I think that having watched the anime is kind of why I had a hard time getting into the books. So I'm just letting them stew, and maybe I'll get back to that one when I've kind of forgotten all the elements of the anime and it feels like I'm reading something brand new for the first time. Also on September 18th from Yen On, we've got volume number 8 of Overlord, one of my personal favorite series. This one is going to be a short story volume, kind of breaking up the story. Volume 7 ended with this cliffhanger, and we gotta wait till volume 9 for that to pick up. But it's okay, because it's Overlord, and I have yet to be disappointed with anything Overlord, so I'm looking forward to seeing that one, actually. Also on September 18th from Yen On, volume number 2 of A Sisters, All You Need, the ongoing saga of a bunch of quirky light novel writers, artists, and the friends that know them. And I really thought it would be horrible, but I have to say I kind of liked the first volume. It actually managed to have some moments of insight that made it interesting and made the characters a lot deeper than I thought they would be. This one got an anime a little while ago. I know that the anime, I believe, covered beyond this volume, but yeah, I'll probably pick it up. I don't know when I'll get to it because I want to finish what's reading on my shelf first, but I do want to pick it up because, like I said, volume number 1 kind of surprised me. I thought it was a lot better than what I expected, to be honest. Also on September 18th from Yen on, volume number 10 of Strike the Blood. I've read volumes up to volume 7. I've got volume 8 on the shelf, and I'm going to keep on going. The story about a boy who inherits the powers of the primogenitor, an uber-powerful vampire, and the girl who is sent to keep him in line and potentially kill him if he gets out of control. It's a fun little series. I mean, it's got lots of action and, hokey, lines that are said almost all the time by a character. Yeah, I mean, I've liked the series, actually, to date. Particularly, actually, the most recent ones that I've read, I kind of liked because they started breaking up the formula a little bit. So I want to read some more of that series and see how it goes, to see if that trend continues and see if it takes kind of a different route. Finally, on September 18th, seems like I've said September 18th a lot, from Yen on, we have volume number 2 of Sword Art Online Alternative, Gun Gale Online. Of course, the one by Keiichi Sigsawa that is based in the Gun Gale Online universe of the Sword Art series, and basically Sigsawa is just using it as his personal little playground to have people run around with cool guns and shoot at each other. I mean, that's I don't know what else to say. It was pretty good, though. I liked the first volume. It was fun. On September 19th from J-Novel Club, and this is the one that I was kind of like, I don't know whether this is going to be brilliant or whether this is going to be a questionable one. Maybe we should do this one for the Light Novel podcast. I'm pretty sure there'll be lots to talk about. That is, J.K. Haru is a sex worker in another world. Record scratch. Freeze frame on Haru Koyama getting choked by a horny naked dude. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. Not by choice, I can tell you that. It started when my weirdo classmate, Chiba, tried to save me from a runaway truck and got us both killed instead. Idiot. Then we got transported to another world, which I guess is like an otaku dream come true or something. Chiba ends up with cheat abilities, and what do I get? Nothing. Lucky me, I get to be a sex worker instead. Gotta earn money somehow. But since I have to do it, I'm gonna kick ass at it. This world treats women even worse than the one we came from, so things get rough. Still, I've made friends with some of the girls, and if I can juggle Chiba's idiocy and sumo the virgin's emotions on top of all the various kinks my customers throw at me, things will be all right. Won't they? Do I really have to say more in terms of why I think this may be really good or really cringy? I'm not too sure. I've seen a lot of people say that they like it. And admittedly, it sounds like the main character's voice could be interesting and just a little bit unique compared to a lot of other female protagonists. But it'll be interesting. I'm definitely going to pick it up and check it out to see what it's like. And I'll make my final decision then, I suppose. On September 20th, from J-Novel Club, we have volume number 10 of In Another World with My Smartphone. Yes, smartphones. I've mentioned smartphones already in Another World before. Yes, smartphones. However, this one, the smartphone is like a god object, basically, that allows the main character to do so many things and bring so many inventions to this fantasy world that he finds himself in. So, yeah, I don't really have much more to say about that. I read the first couple of volumes. It's very much like a series wears its heart on its sleeve and doesn't really pretend to be anything more than a series that just allows the author to do whatever the heck he wants, whether it be creating new types of bicycles, weapons, or mecha in a fantasy world. It's all pretty much fair game in that series. On September 22nd, also from J-Novel Club, volume number 7 of How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. So, 7 Seas is bringing us volume 1 in print, and J-Novel Club is catching up to the Japanese releases in ebook. Again, this series about a boy who is swept away to another world and becomes the king and starts enacting a bunch of reforms to make the kingdom better and stronger and the people healthier and happier, and it's a really good series. I've read the first 4 volumes and really liked them, actually. And again, I'll just throw out another little ad plug. Light Novel Podcast. We're covering this series in the next one. Check it out if you've liked this series so far. On September 24th from J-Novel Club, we have volume number 7 of Demon King Daimao. The story of a boy who goes to a magic high school thinking that he is going to change the world for the better, and then is told that his future prospects are to become a demon lord, the enemy of all things and all people. Yeah, I read the first one. I mean, it's a high school battle magic series. I haven't read anything past the first volume. I thought it was kind of cute. There was a couple of good ideas. Like I said, the premise, though, I really liked the premise. Not too sure how the premise plays out, though. If you're reading it, let me know in the comments down below. Finally, on September 28th, and this is from Vertical, it's volume number 4 of Seraph of the End, Guren Ichinose, Catastrophe at 16. This is actually a long time coming. We've had the previous volumes, which you can actually see on my shelf behind me here, for a long time, and this one came out a while ago in Japan. This is actually the end of the Guren Ichinose at 16 series. It's actually followed now. They've brought out the first volume of Guren Ichinose at 18 in Japan. So this one is the last one. Of course, it is the prequel series to Seraph of the End, basically showing how the world was destroyed and overrun with vampires, and which of course leads into the main manga series, and there was an anime that was based on the manga series as well. I haven't picked up the manga. I really liked the light novels, though. I really liked the characters in it. I liked the world that it was developing. I'll be definitely picking this one up so that I can finish that series, and kind of fingers crossing that Vertical picks up the Guren Ichinose at 18 series, because I'd definitely want to read that one if they bring it out. So those are all the light novels releasing in the month of September 2018. What are you guys looking forward to most? Let me know in the comments down below. As you can tell, there's quite a number of titles I'm going to be picking up, obviously. I don't know if I'll be picking them up this month. Like I said, I'm trying to work through the pile behind me and the new series that are all starting. And yeah, lots to read. Never a dull moment in light novels anymore, which isn't a bad thing, obviously. I'm not complaining. I wish I could read faster so I could keep up with everything. So if you're brand new to this channel and you love light novels, you should subscribe. I do this once a month, as well as doing weekly reviews, countdowns of the popular titles in Japan, and the Light Novel Podcast gets posted here as well. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye for now.